So far away, Eric, and I guess audience at home, you can answer this question if you like down in the comments section below. Who is your favourite fictional bald character?
Captain Picard.
Ooh, well, we're not talking about Captain Picard today, but we are talking about a fictional bald space captain who wasn't allowed to be bald. There's an oft-repeated story about when Patrick Stewart was cast as Jean-Luc Picard that he was endlessly mocked for being bald, so much so that Gene Roddenberry himself had to step in and cut that shit out. Weird then that after Stewart established that a starship captain could be bald, actor Avery Brooks had to fight for the right to rock his natural, more aerodynamic form. So, are you familiar with this story then?
Yeah, Captain Sisko.
Yes, so we're talking about Captain Benjamin Sisko today. But first, Eric, are you familiar at all with the story of Jean-Luc Picard being mocked for being bald?
What about, I mean, did they hold the boldness against you? I mean, was there a feeling that perhaps in the 24th century, which is when this thing is...
Right, yes, that came up at the very first press conference.
What I have always heard, and what I remember off the top of my head, is that Gene Roddenberry was the one that had an issue with Patrick Stewart being bald on the show. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
It might be a little bit of that, but the story as I've researched it is that Gene Roddenberry is the one who eventually stepped in and shut down criticisms of Patrick Stewart's baldness, because there was an interview where he was asked once of like, well, Jean-Luc Picard, like Patrick Stewart, guy's bald, like surely by the 24th century we'd have cured male pattern baldness. And Gene Roddenberry responded, and I quote,
and Gene Roddenberry said, no, by the 24th century no one will care.
Right.
A man being bald does not impact his ability to lead a spaceship. And most of the criticisms boil down to, well, he's bald and Kirk had hair, and it's like, did he though? Did he? Because like I've seen like pictures of William Shatner when he's in that role, and it's like, are you sure that's his hair?
Yeah, pretty sure that was a toupee.
Yes, but most of the criticisms just boil down to, well, he's bald, so therefore that means he's not good at being a captain. It's like, what kind of argument is that? And Gene Roddenberry like stepped in, like, no, Patrick Stewart is a great actor. Him being bald has nothing to do with the role. And according to Patrick Stewart, like, he was very flattered by that because he wasn't all that pleased with every single interview he gave and every trade publication talking about his casting, referring to the fact that he had a really smooth head.
This is how Captain Luc Picard might have been. Here he is. Oh.
That's a hairpiece.
It's a really good one.
Oh,
very good.
Yeah, it's a really weird fixation. And I guess, this is just, we're really obsessed with looks in the West. Like, as humans, we're obsessed with looks in general, but like Hollywood especially focuses really hard on looks for celebrities rather than, acting ability and whatnot. And it's really bizarre because, like, Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard is he's such a nuanced character, and like some of his speeches can bring you to tears. Like,
it is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
Well, yeah,
not on the level of Anson Mount as Captain Pike, because, like, literally, some of the stuff in Strange New Worlds dealing with Captain Pike has brought me to tears. Make fun of me all you want. I don't give a shit.
Well, it's fine, right? And the comparisons between, like, Kirk and Picard are really weird. I believe it's Red Letter Media who point out that, yeah, in, like, one episode of, like, the original series, like, Captain Kirk straight up just goes to some aliens and starts reading out the American Constitution.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty.
And you compare that to, like, career diplomat Picard, and, like, his speech in, like, The Drumhead, or the episode where they're trying to decide, like, hey, is Data a person?
Prove to the court that I am sentient.
This is absurd. We all know you're sentient.
So I'm sentient, but Commander Data is not.
That's right.
Why?
And that's one of my favourite discussions of the idea of sentience, when they're like trying to answer, is Data alive?
Commander Data, what are you doing now?
I'm taking part in a legal hearing to determine my rights and status. Am I a person or property?
And what's at stake?
My right to choose. Perhaps my very life.
And the fact they come up with the answer of, well, we don't know.
What is he? A machine. Is he? Are you sure? Yes. You see, he's met 2 of your 3 criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the 3rd? Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know. Do you?
Do you?
And it's like, well, if you don't know, then you have to treat him as if he is alive, because the fact you don't know for sure means that you kind of have to err on the side of caution. Because if the answer in the future ends up being yes, treating him like property would be monstrous.
Now, the decision you reach here today will determine how we will regard this creation of our genius. It will reveal the kind of a people we are, what he is destined to be. It will reach far beyond this courtroom and this one android.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the best things about the TNG era, too, is asking those questions, especially when it comes down to, like, Data. And, like, yes. The relationship, and, like, a lot of Star Trek fans are totally gung-ho about this, but the relationship and friendship, the bromance, if you will, between Data and Geordi LaForge is one of the best, like, friendships on TV, hands down.
Geordi, would you agree that the instinct for self-preservation is shared by most life forms?
I'd say it's probably the most basic instinct, Data.
That being the case, I find it difficult to understand why someone would deliberately terminate their own existence.
Yeah, it's a great little bromance, and like Data's arc of just trying to become more human and trying to understand what it means to be human. And something like Star Trek has always been really good at is dealing with the idea of like ethical and moral dilemmas. And my favourite episode in regards to that is the one simply titled Ethics, because that's the one where Worf gets just annihilated by the apparently just ginormous super barrel that is clearly empty. But they treat as if it like weighs 1,000 pounds, and he shatters Worf's super powerful Klingon spine in seconds. Look out! And Worf's just lying there like, yeah, can I ask you a favour? Yeah, sure. What? Can you kill me? Okay, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, but I'm useless. It's like, no, you're not. Plenty of people have lived after being paralysed. It's like, yeah, but I'm a Klingon.
I'll put him in a restraining field and post security around his door before I let him commit suicide.
And how long will you keep him there? A week? A month? A year?
If I have to.
And they kind of have to deal with the fact, like, okay, should we kill Worf? Right?
Yeah, Klingons were basically like Saiyans before Saiyans were Saiyans.
Yeah. But it's just the fact, well, he's just lying there like, hey, can you kill me? And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. It's like, but I want you to.
I may have to respect your beliefs, but I don't have to like them.
It is not something I expect you to understand.
And that's something that TNG has dealt with like multiple times. It was like a favourite episode for you. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a moral or ethical dilemma, just a funny moment if you like. Because I said, I only mentioned that so I could put the clip in of Worf getting just absolutely wiped out by that barrel.
One of my favorite Worf moments in general is one of the Q episodes where they are transported via holodeck and Q magic to Sherwood Forest.
Oh, yes.
Worf is like, I am not a merry man.
I protest. I am not a merry man.
On the contrary, Lieutenant Worf.
Which I say, Worf's one of my favourite characters because I just love that it's Michael Dorn and the way he says honour. Was like, you have no honour. And I love that they cast him as Battle Beast in Invincible. And all Battle Beast ever fucking talks about is, you have no honour. You are not worthy of battle. And it's like, you got the right voice actor for that role.
This battle is beneath me. There is no honour in killing insects.
Right. The way he says honor is so cool. It's like, you have no honor.
Like, in the best way, he's a lot like Adam West, you know?
It's hammy, but it's just hammy enough. And he delivers it with such earnestness that you've kind of got to respect it.
Yeah, I love Worf, and I loved that he was able to transfer to DS9 as well.
And before we move on from like the way people say certain words, I would like to also single out the way that Christopher Judge says the word warrior as Kratos in God of War, because he says it without saying the R. So instead of saying warrior, he says, all Spartans are great warriors.
So, why'd you want to name me Atreus? I know it can't be for a god.
No, he was a soldier, a Spartan.
A great warrior?
All Spartans are great warriors. We train from birth.
And it's like, you still understand what he's saying, but the fact he doesn't say the R in warrior, he only says like one of them, is like, warriors. And I'll put the clip in as an example, because I've just always liked the way that like he says as Kratos, like, all Spartans are great warriors. It's great.
You know what's fucked up, Karl, though? If you or I host a video on top 10s or biographics or geographics and we mispronounce one little word, we get destroyed in the comments.
No, he's not mispronouncing it. He's just saying it in a cool way. Like I said, like the way Worf says, there we go. You have no honor. It's great. It's fantastic. But bring it back to Mr. Avery Brooks. When he was cast as Benjamin Sisko for Deep Space Nine, the preferred look he had for his day-to-day life was a smooth ass head and goatee combo, as pictured here. However, when he asked producers, hey, is it okay if I just look like this? Like, not this, but I guess I'll put his face over someone else screaming out like this. I don't want to.
Just don't put it over your face.
Don't put it over my face. As soon as I said that,
that would be weird.
That's not a screenshot I want on the internet. Well, like, he asked producers, can I just look like...
Karl's gonna get cancelled.
No, it's like inadvertent digital blackface. What are you talking about? No, let's go. Right, just, can I look like this? Is this okay? And they're like, no, we're not a fan of that.
Like, I'm sorry, but Sisko has the most drip of any captain.
He does, right? And it's just to remind you of like what he wanted to look like. So Eric, here's the photo of like, this is Benjamin Sisko when he was allowed to rock Avery Brooks's day-to-day walking around style. And like, just that's a cool ass looking dude, right? Also as well, just the baldness portrays authority. He's so bald and so smooth. It's just, you've got to listen to that guy, right? If that guy walked in to the bridge, I'm like, well, he's so bald. He's so smooth. You've got to listen to him. Have you an idea how much patience it takes to get your head that fucking smooth?
Homer, did you polish your head in a shino bolo?
No. And I just have to gush a little bit about Avery Brooks's performance in general. Like that voice and the way he commands scenes, like the way he enunciates things too. Like, he is always on.
Mr. Worf, I want you to tell me why I shouldn't put you on the next transport out of here.
You are well within your right to do so.
I'm not talking about my rights. Answer my question.
I love all the characters in DS9, and granted, it's been a while since I've watched the whole series, but like, he's one of the best captains, hands down. He's not my favorite, but it's close.
Like, there's just an authority conveyed by just the way he carries himself. Same like Patrick Stewart, right? If like, he's physically not as imposing as Captain Kirk, admittedly. He doesn't have like the broad barrel chest and like, you know, the full head of luscious like gorilla hair that like William Shatner had like just sewn onto his skull. But he carries himself with such confidence, and the way, as you said, the way he enunciates, he's such a fantastic orator.
Come.
He approaches every situation with so much confidence that it inspires you to follow him. And there's a great moment where he addresses this, where they get stranded on a planet, and he goes, okay, we should go this way. And I think it's Beverly Crusher with him, goes, do you actually know which way we're going? He's like, no. But if I told you that, you wouldn't follow me, so I have to pretend that I know what I'm doing. That's what a leader does.
I am not being unreasonable.
I didn't say that you were. You may have thought it, but there's a difference.
You're right.
It's just a great moment where she just says, do you actually know which way we're going? He's like, no, but we need to make a decision, and sitting here doing nothing is not going to solve the problem. So I'm making an executive decision. We're going this direction.
Yeah. Also, he's the most flawed captain, which makes him, because he admits during the time of war that, I'm gonna fuck shit up. I'm gonna screw up because I'm human, and everyone in wartime on either side of a conflict will make big mistakes.
It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
But Sisko is he's just a really solid character with a lot of conflict, and he doesn't get as much recognition in the fandom, I think, as what he should get.
This as well because just he's competing with the other bald captain, which is supposedly the reason why he wasn't allowed to, as mentioned, assume his natural aerodynamic form. And exactly why Brooks wasn't allowed to shave his head is unclear. There are multiple conflicting reports. One of them is that producers did not want to follow up one bald captain with another bald captain because they thought that people would find them to be too similar. And I'm just going to put a picture of Avery Brooks and a picture of Patrick Stewart up on screen. They're both bald, admittedly, but at the same time, they don't look anything alike.
Welcome to Bajor.
It's been a long time, Captain.
We met before.
Yes, sir.
Why would it matter if they have the same hairstyle?
Right?
It doesn't matter, but sure. But the other supposed reason why Avery Brooks wasn't allowed to rock a chrome dome is that supposedly he looks too much like another character he played in the 80s called Hawk on a TV show called A Man Called Hawk. Are you familiar with A Man Called Hawk?
I am not.
Well, there you go. There's Avery Brooks.
Oh, damn.
The thing is, though, I would not want him to be wearing that in the show. Because if they say, you look too much like your character from A Man Called Hawk, let him wear the full-on fucking jacket and stroll onto the bridge wearing that shit.
Yeah, why doesn't Starfleet have nice coats like that,
Admittedly, if he was walking around dressed like that with the sunglasses and the coat and the gun, I'd be like, okay, that's too much. But he looks completely different when he's wearing the Starship officer's outfit. Not to mention he carries himself with a different kind of energy. He's playing a different character because he's an actor.
Right.
Oh, it's so good to have you back. I missed you.
Miss me because you got little jobs need doing.
And you're so good at doing them.
It is kind of funny, though, how different Brooks looked with hair and without hair. And it's I'm not going to say he looks scarier. I'm going to say he looks different to the point where it almost looks like a different actor. Because you now have in front of you, you have the picture of him, when he's just leader man.
Yeah,
with his smooth ass head,
I was just looking at one with his hair too.
Yeah, here's the picture of him from season 1.
Yeah,
he looks like totally a different dude. It's hair really does change the way someone looks, right? He looks no nonsense with a bald head.
I'd say in the very first episode, which I did rewatch recently, where Picard pays a visit to DS9, the tension in that scene is great. So he still commands a lot of authority, but definitely bald Sisko with the goatee, hands down, best look for him.
It isn't indeed, and Brooks thought so, and he got really annoyed that every season he had to come back looking like he did in later seasons, and then had to shave his goatee and grow his hair out. And according to him, every single season he asked producers, can I shave my head and have my goatee? And they told him no. And this was apparently such a sticking point that they specifically had it written into his contract that he couldn't shave his head. They were that annoyed by it, they told you were not allowed to shave your head. And he had to wait till season 4 until he was allowed to assume his natural, more aerodynamic form. As for the goatee, he also wasn't allowed to grow that, and had to be clean-shaven for the first few seasons. However, they did eventually relent and tell him he could grow a goatee, but he had to keep his hair. So he grew the goatee, had the hair, and then was allowed to shave the hair after he was established in fans' minds as a character that they liked. And just the idea that it took him years of arguing back and forth to like, can I just be bald?
Yeah, because DS9 had 7 seasons, the same as TNG, you know, with the awesome Dominion War arc.
But just years of arguing of like, I look better bald. And that must be things well because he was losing his hair, that's why he was bald. So like when Brooks was asked of like, so why is it you prefer to rock a shaved head? It's like, well, I was going bald. I was losing my hair. Like it was thinning at the front. So when he had to grow his hair out, you can see he's got a receding hairline, which looked worse and made him look older. And he was like, I just wanted to shave it off, but they made me grow back and show off my crap hairline. Which must have sucked, right?
Yeah. What I would love if someone, just a random good Samaritan, would go through all of DS9 and you know how in Justice League they replaced Henry Cavill's mustache? Yeah. It just replace his hair in every scene with bald.
Just digitally replace it with just like the smooth ass head. It's so funny because I feel so bad for the dude. He's like, why do you want to shave your head? Because I'm losing my hair. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally understandable. Like, I have a friend, and he's going to be in the audio drama I'm working on, and he was losing his hair too. And like, he used to have a really nice head of hair when we were in high school together. And I just told him like, dude, shave it, rock it. It looks so much better bald. Like you look awesome bald.
Yeah, I'm just running my hands through my hair. So recently, I turned 34 years old. And on the stream to celebrate my 34th birthday, I was just talking about the fact that among my friends, they all don't like me because I've still got a full ass head of hair. Because people might think like it is the done YouTuber thing to grow your hair out and have it like pulled forward, or wear a bandana to hide like a crap hairline. It's like, nah, man, it's all there, baby. It's all there. Yeah. And I have like a running offer, a deal with my barber. Of the moment he notices it starts to thin back here. If it ever starts thinning back here, he's got to shave it all off.
Yeah,
So I've got it all. In fact, I have to get it thinned out once every other week because it's that fucking thick. I have to get it thinned out.
I think James
there's
Rolfe...
so much of it. There's so much. And I just find when I'm talking to my friends who are my age and I'm looking at them like, I see that hairline, it's slipping a bit up here, or I see them like they start to pull it forward just a bit too much, or they've got it, like they've got the one that gets me and they slick it back. So you get the bit of the front to hide the bit, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Life could be worse.
I remember when I was in middle school and I was a little shit. I went to visit my aunt and uncle, I believe, and you know, you know how little kids are, especially middle schoolers. We're little shits. So I commented on his baldness. He's like, "One day you're gonna be bald." Well, you know what, Uncle Gene, I'm 37.
Yeah, that's it. Still got that full head of hair. It's great.
You're pregnant.
That's why I thought it'd be really funny to talk about this today, because I know I'm talking about just going bald when I've just got this mop of hair that people keep telling me to shave off. So I've tried. And that's the thing. The worst bit is if I try and cut it off and it goes short, it only grows out. So it goes. And if I shave it, I've got a fucking square head.
Yeah,
I've got a big fat square head, and we've got what like my family.
I don't think I would look right bald either, but you know, my friend that I was mentioning, he looks great bald. Like he's very self-conscious about it, but he looks great. Like, dude, you look awesome.
I think I don't because I've got a big square head, and I also have what is referred to in my family as the gorilla hairline. So my hairline is like really straight, except for in the middle here. And if I put up like a picture of a gorilla next to me, you'll see that I have like the same hairline as a gorilla, like my dad does.
No, I'm a little jealous of that hairline because I've always had the widow's peak, you know? And like some people, especially on like biographics, when I, you know, fix my hair or what have you, they're like, oh, why does he have such a prominent widow's peak? It's like, I was born with it? Like, what the fuck? The other thing that's really, really stupid, like if we're talking about appearances and being semi-internet famous, is the fact that my beard has grayed before my hair. Like, there's gray in my hair.
Okay. I've got no grays either. That's the thing. Oh, I know there's guys out there in their 30s and be really mad at me for this. I know. I am inordinately lucky. I thank my stars and stripes every goddamn day where I like wash my hair and I go to the sink and there's no hair in the sink. Or like there's no hair in my shower or anything like that. And like when I go to the barbers and I like ask him and he shows me the mirror at the back of the head, it's like it's all still there. I'm like, fuck yeah, baby, let's go. No stress for me, baby.
Yeah. No, the one thing, and I blame this on stress, like I started to gray early. My beard didn't start graying until COVID, interestingly enough. I wonder why. Maybe it was stress. It could have been. But I get these comments like on not every video, but it's often enough that it gets pretty fucking annoying. Where they're like, oh, why are you dyeing your hair and not dyeing your beard? Like, dude, you fucking weird bastard. Shut the fuck up.
The thing is, again, I'd not gone grey yet. But if my dad is anything to go by, he didn't go grey till he was like 50. And he got like the salt and pepper down the sides. He got like the Mr. Fantastic. But he never grows his
that's
hair.
what I'm getting. I'm slowly getting like the salt and pepper down the sides. So I think it started with my beard and it's slowly going up.
So I think that's what I'll end up getting if I go grey. But then my granddad on my mum's side, who I seemingly take after, because I've got like hair like him, it's the same colour and stuff. He still had a full head of hair that was brown until the day he died. So I'm hoping that I've got that because my brothers are also going bald. I'm not.
Damn.
And I'm like, I don't know what it is.
Shots fired.
I know I'm lucky. I'm just gonna hold on to it. And it's like just every time I go out with like my friends and stuff, I just sit there and just go, how's it feel, mate? How's it feel having no hair? How does it feel where every day it takes you longer to wash your face and you're like, oh no.
My face keeps getting longer. Oh, Karl the troll.
Well, you've got it. So you play the hand you dealt, because I can't grow a beard. So I can't grow a beard.
It took me a long time to decide to finally grow a beard, and once I did, I was like, wow, this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, I cannot grow a beard to save my life. I tried like growing it out for like 2 months, and as I can't remember, it was one of my friends, probably the ones who I made fun of going bald, just went, you're like you've sucked on a cat's arsehole.
What the fuck?
Did you just like fuzz all around that bit, and it's like, oh god damn it. Honestly, you play the hand that you are dealt, right? And like I said, I thank my stars and stripes every single day. Every day, because every time I talk to my friends who are all around my age and they're all moaning about it, I'm like... Because I know it's like, they're there, they're hoping. It's like, because it'd be so fucking funny, because I've had like long hair for like 25 years. It's like, it'd be so funny if it fell out, right? It'd also be really embarrassing if it started like going at the back there. It's like, I don't want to be that guy. No one wants to be that guy, right? It's like, just... That's it. So just one episode, I want to rock up with people see me, I've just got a big square head, and it's all out there. You'll know why.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen until you're very, 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 very old.
Oh, it'd be funny if it did, though. That's the thing, because I know...
I mean, I know that you would take it in stride, because...
if it happens, it happens. It'd be funny. Like, I don't care at this point, because...
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about you, Karl, is that you take pretty much everything in stride, and if it's funny, you'll do it.
Well, I was bald. Like the haircut I had when I was a little kid, I just had a shaved head because it was cheaper.
Uh-huh.
Right, and I just had that, so I put a picture of that on the screen now, I suppose. So I had like the full-on just bald head, the peach fuzz.
So one thing I did as a kid that got me into a lot of trouble and led to me getting the buzz cut is, you know how kids are, you cut your bangs or whatever, you go to give yourself a haircut or something, and I got in trouble, and my stepmom decided to buzz all my hair off, and I hated it. Because as a little kid, I don't think there are any pictures of this or anything, I looked so sad. I looked like fucking Tommy Pickles or something from Rugrats as a kid. With a buzzed head. I don't think I would look good bald at all.
No, I look like Pugsley from the Addams Family, the live action Addams Family. I looked exactly like that kid, because I was also a bit fat. So that's what I was a kid. That's what my parents called me. I got a whole Pugsley.
Oh no!
So I had a little bald.
Oh, that's so cruel.
Chunky kid.
Yeah,
Well, I just realised I've got because before we recorded, I went outside because it's cold. So I've got my hat here. So wait a minute. I want to see if we can get like the pseudo bald cap on.
Oh no! You're gonna do the Tim Pool.
Yeah. We took all my hair in.
Oh, you just look like a cancer patient, Karl.
Don't say it like that.
I'm sorry.
Do you think I could pull it off? Do you think I could pull it off? Do you think it looks?
Yeah.
Does it look all right?
It looks okay. You look better with hair, though. We'll say that.
Well, you want Eric, promote your stuff anyway. So I'll just go super.
Oh yeah. Now that we've devolved into just talking about each other's hair. All right. Yeah, so you can catch me on Story Rant. You can catch me on About Us, Zoo Graphics, all these wonderful Top 10s affiliated channels. I've got a ton of books out. I've got 5 in total and a bunch of anthologies called the Books of Cthulhu. All those links will be in the description. And starting next month, around March 12th, my debut cosmic horror cyberpunk novel, you heard that right, Echoes of Olympus Mons, is going to be on sale. And let me just bring up this nice little blurb that I wrote.
Yes.
So Echoes of Olympus Mons is about a camera that images dark matter on the cold, unfeeling surface of Mars. Oh, hold on. Let me try that again.
This starts staying in. I don't care if I stay in.
God damn it. A camera that images dark matter on the cold, unfeeling surface of Mars finds more than its inventors Hal Leon and Akio Sato bargained for. When the bodies of their fellow students and faculty begin piling up, suspicion falls on Hal. Can Hal and Akio stop the murders and prove Hal's innocence? And does the dark matter camera hold the key to the mystery? So if that sounds interesting to you, it's going to be on sale for 99 cents across all platforms starting on the 12th, and it's going to stay that way for 3 whole weeks, per my publicist's advice.
Perfect. Well, in which case, I'll try and aim to have this video out around then. I feel so unnatural like this.
Yeah.
But either way, thank you very much, everybody. Cheers.